后面有个介绍，我不知道应该怎么开始才好。Good evening. I'm going to first say that this is an opposition rally, right? Is this an opposition rally or PAP rally? Hey, then why are we so quiet? Hello, opposition rally! Come on, let's hear some noise. Hey, well done. I'm going to talk about two things tonight. Two things that are very close to my heart. First, I'm going to talk about fear. And second, I'm going to talk about lies. A lot of people ask me, why did I take this step? Why didn't I join the PAP? Why didn't I wear all white? Life is a lot easier if you wear all white, huh? If you wear other colors than white, huh? Life is a little bit more difficult, right? But hopefully, we're willing to do something more difficult because it's worth it. I struggled with the decision to come out for weeks. And at the end of the day, I realized one thing. If I'm going to make my life worthwhile and step out, it better be for the sake of everyone here. A really good friend of mine asked me, Ben, why did you come out? Give me your real reason. And I looked at him and I said, hey, bang, I got no good reason. My good reason very simple. It's because of you and me. That's it. As simple as that. I talked about fear, and I'm going to tell you this. Fear gripped my heart for a long, long time. I was afraid that if I say something, somebody somewhere will find out, and that's it. Kapow. I was afraid that if I write a letter in the forum page and I use my name, something will be traced somewhere and that's it. And guess what? I wrote a letter to the forum page, nothing happened. There was a public rally, I remember, when I was in junior college and PM was on stage. And I was, I was a secondary 4 schoolboy. I stood in the queue and I was trembling, scared like crazy, almost pissing in my pants. And I went up to the mic and I said, the government's not listening to us. And I said that when I was 16 years old. And after that, I tell you, for 2 nights I couldn't sleep because I thought maybe somebody's going to come after me because I said that. And here I am today, 43 years old, I'm still standing. And then I started to write an article in the newspaper. And I realized, hey, nothing happened, I'm okay. And then finally I realized, friends, the only fear that grips your heart is your own fear for not willing to stand up. And so people ask me, why did I come out? My answer is very simple. If I can overcome my fear to take that step forward for you, I hope you take that enough courage in your own heart, overcome your fear, and you step forward. And I'll tell you something, fear is a funny thing. The more you confront it, the more it goes away. The more you say, fear, I'm not frightened, the more bold you become in your heart. And I'll tell you that one simple step to overcome that fear. May 7th, you go to the ballot box and you vote with your heart. And overcome that fear. There is another fear that I want to talk about today. Over the recent news days, we've read the news. And there are some really frightening things, okay, friends. Really frightening things, okay? If you don't vote correctly, you will rock the boat, and the boat will capsize. If you don't vote correctly, everything that our forefathers ever did would go to waste. Correct? If you don't vote correctly, your children, your grandchildren, and everybody else below you will suffer because you voted the wrong side. I'll tell you this, ladies and gentlemen, from the bottom of my heart. Which opposition candidate will stand up here, sacrifice everything to bring this ship down? Who? We stand up because we believe in Singapore. That's right. Correct? We stand up because we believe that this place, believe it or not, sorry, I say this to sound a little bit like I'm wearing the wrong colors, okay? But because this is Singapore and this is our home. And I tell you, one of the things I learned as a father growing up, I got 3 kids. My oldest son is 16 years old. One day when he was 12 years old, he started to fight with me. And you know what he told me? He said, "Pa, you never listen." And I say, "Yeah, I got to listen what? Every time you listen, you tell, I listen to you. After I listen to you, I tell you what I think is right." And he said, "Pa, you never listen." And you know, for 4 years, he told me, "Pa, you never listen." Today he's 16 years old, and I've learned to listen. And I realized that my home is not just me driving the ship. I realized my home of 5 people, I've got 4 other people at home that I need to listen to, I need to spend time with, I need to say, you got an idea that might be different from me, and that you can contribute to how this home is going to be. And the only thing that's stopping you from being part of nation building today is the same fear that keeps your mouth shut. So you open that mouth, you go to the ballot box, you vote for your children. I want to talk the second thing tonight about lies. Today as I was driving, I was listening to the news, and I always listen to the news. You know why I listen to the news? All of you press out here, let me talk to you. I listen to the news to see whether the press report correctly what I told the press. And I tell you, wait, not so fast. There are press amongst us who report. There are press amongst us who report correctly. And there are press amongst us who misquote us. And then after that, you get a misquote from a misquote from a misquote. And then after that, somebody say, you said something you shouldn't have said. So do you remember that I told you publicly, there was a supporter who came and said, "Ben, I'm going to give 2 million Singapore dollars as seed money to set up a foundation." Do you remember that? Yes? And I spoke to my team, and I said, "What are we going to do with this?" And we decided straight away, without even thinking further, this money, this $2 million seed money, is for the sake of all Singaporeans. I don't care where you live. I don't care who is your MP. I don't care what color you wear. You have a need. We will support that. And guess what? Our friends in the same constituency gives $3.1 million as scholarship fund for people in Bishan-Toa Payoh only. So as I was driving down today, on the radio, one full minister said, "You must be very careful this election. You must listen very carefully. Because when you listen very carefully, you realize that sometimes what you hear," and I'm sure I'm not quoting him accurately, but there are 2 words that I remember he said. He said, there are half-truths and lies as well. And let me ask you, when a full minister from the PAP says over the radio that you must listen carefully when you during the rallies because there are half-truths and lies, who do you think he's talking about? I'm hoping across the board that he's talking about all of us in every rally, PAP or opposition, full stop. Because there are half-truths and lies, probably doesn't matter what color you wear shirt. And let me tell you a little bit about half-truths and lies. If you vote wrongly tomorrow, Singapore will sink. If you vote wrongly on May the 7th, your children will not have a future. If you don't vote properly on May the 7th, Singapore will be left out in this global race for jobs. If we don't have a minimum wage, our economy will fall. I don't know how many things you're hearing, I'm hearing, we're hearing every day. And I would like to use the same 2 words of caution for all of us as we listen to each and every rally, regardless of the color of the flag. Listen carefully, because there are half-truths and lies. So let me tell you what you can know today, okay? Let me tell you what you can know today. A lot of my friends ask me, Ben, hey, we cannot vote for SPP because of Mr. Chiam now. My answer, first of all, is you can vote for SPP because of Mr. Chiam. Some of my friends tell me, Ben, come on lah. Other parties are saying their position on GST, their position on healthcare, their position on education. Hey, what is SPP? SPP, what is your position on GST? SPP, what's your position on housing? Where's your wonderfully detailed manifesto? Where are all your things? My answer is very simple, ladies and gentlemen. SPP, Mr. Chiam Si Tong, is about one simple thing only. We want to listen to your heart and we'll bring that to Parliament. That's all. And after you listen to all the arguments about how much a GST is, all the arguments about how many B2O flats there are, after you listen to all the arguments, at the end of the day, you go to the polling station, you go to the ballot box, the only thing that matters is whether the person you vote for, whether that person listens to you, consults you, asks you questions, and takes your voice to Parliament. That's it. Today, a resident from Thomson Garden sent me an email. And he told me he was very upset. I don't know how many of you here stay at Thomson, but Thomson, there is a north-south expressway that's being built. You know that? Yeah? Did anybody ask the residents there if they wanted a north-south highway to run in front of them? There was no consultation. There was no asking. Okay, maybe there was some consultation. Maybe some letter go out. I'm not sure. But the residents who did not feel consulted still do not feel consulted today. CPF, we pay CPF, right? Anybody ever ask what happened to the CPF money? Anybody ever ask? Did anybody ask us whether or what age we want to take money out? Not allowed. Somebody talked about raiding the reserves. Yeah? Our money all being raided. Somebody said that $60 million is how many zeros at the back is not small change, How about the losses that GIC and Temasek made? Got more zeros, That one's small change. I'm here tonight with a very simple message for all of you. And I wish I could say it. I wish I had more time to say it in Cantonese and Malay and in Chinese. And if you come to Potong Pasir tomorrow, I'll say it in all 3 languages for you, okay? But I'm here with a very simple message, ladies and gentlemen. There are those of us who struggle in our hearts and finally took the courage to step forward and stand for all of you, for all of us. Many of you here are Jimmy's friends. Many of you here are my friends. Many of you here are for Wilfred. Many of you here are for Mr. Hamim and Juliana. And everybody else is here for Mr. Chiam Si Tong! And if we come out in full courage for you, don't back down. 唔係驚，屌！唔好怕，怕乜嘢啫？唔係驚。You want jobs? Mau kerja tak? Siapa tak ada kerja? You want more money? You want more income? You want better jobs? Ladies and gentlemen, this year we've got the widest range, the widest number of opposition candidates standing for every one of us. And I'll speak on behalf of all my opposition friends. Our life today, standing up in front of you, will be completely worthless if you do not vote us in. So vote us in, May 7th, you vote us in, and we're going in for you with your voice to Parliament. Thank you.